Now, this is something a little bit special. This is an American Elektro model steam engine. These are very rare. You don't see these come up on eBay very often at all. I was very lucky to get this one. It's although it's got quite the pressed steel plate base here is a little bit rusty, it's actually in very good condition. It's only missing the steam union here, and there's a pipe which goes up to the steam union. There's a little regulator valve here and a whistle on top. That's missing. I believe they also had a chimney over the safety valve here, but no, this is and the element is in good condition as well. The heating element, that's fine. So yeah, no, these are a bit rare because these are rather old. And I'll give you a little bit of background information. Incidentally, this was taken from the equally rare book on Empire engines by Donald Stilson, which I would love to have a copy, but don't have. However, I found this online. Originally made by DC Hughes & Co. in Chicago, they later changed to Raven Toy Works. Raven then sold out to Harvey Electric Co., who eventually in 1921 sold out to the Metalware Corp., who of course make the Empire model steam engines. Apparently these came in two varieties. The earliest, which were made about 1919, has a cast iron base and the safety valve off centre on the top. The later model has a pressed steel base and safety valve in the centre, which is obviously what this one is. But even so, it was probably made in about 1920, so it's very old. But you can see the similarities. If you're familiar with Empire engines, you can see the similarities between the castings here for the cylinder. And I mean, this thing's massive. The size of this conrod. There's my finger. Look, it's absolutely massive. I'm really looking forward to getting this one running. Needs a bit of work doing before we get there, but it also got an intact sight glass, which is another nice feature. So yes, very much looking forward to getting this one up and running. So there you go, 1920 Elektro model steam engine. Well, I've spent some time off and on over the last couple of days working on the Elektro model steam engine, and I've managed to manufacture and replace the parts that were missing, which is the steam union here, the regulator, the downpipe, and the whistle. Now, I didn't have any aluminium pipe the right diameter, so I've actually used copper, but I may well replace this at some point in the future when I can get some of the right pipe. There's quite a lot of work involved in doing the steam union. There's a lot of thread cutting and tapping and so forth, but it's turned out okay, and it's not exactly the same as the original, but from the pictures I've seen, it's not far off. The whistle is a Waleska whistle, but I've modified the valve here to resemble the one that would have been on the Elektro originally, and I found a chimney. This came with another engine, and it just happens to be exactly the right size, so that's fantastic. So I think we're now ready to strip this down, clean it up, and repaint it. So that'll be the next stage. Well, finally managed to get back into the model steam engine restoration business after all that mucking around with the Craftsman drill press and the Neslin toolbox. This is the metalwork from the 1920s American Elektro model steam engine, and I was able to get outside today before the rain came and get the grip blaster fired up, and we've got all the parts, all the metal parts cleaned up and ready for repaint. It would have been nice to be able to get the etch primer on today, but unfortunately the weather has decided otherwise. But hopefully this will clear up and we'll be able to get outside and do some painting. But yeah, it's good to get back into getting these old engines restored. So hopefully in the not too distant future we'll have some paint on these parts. Well, we finally got the Elektro steam engine pretty much done. The parts came out really well. I'm always a bit wary when polishing these sort of nickel plated type boilers. You don't want to go too mad because it's all too easy to get back down to the copper and go right through the plating. So I've just given it a gentle clean, basically. I also managed to find a bit of aluminium tube, which is much more in keeping with how the original would have been. But yeah, it's come up pretty good. I'm still trying to work out a way of recreating the maker's plate which goes here, because the one I've got the original, but it's really badly worn. So but basically what I need is a high-res picture of one of these plates, and then I can create a new one for it. But no, the engine's done, and now we're going to do is see whether it actually runs. Okay, here we are. We're going to attempt to steam the Elektro engine. I've already tried this in its standard form, and it just wouldn't run. There was so much slop. This is the original piston, and there was just so much steam escaping around this. It's obviously really badly worn. The piston valve was also worn, but not quite so bad. So I've just spent the last couple of hours machining up a new piston, and that's now in there, and it's a much better fit than the original. So we're going to turn the heater on and see what happens. Okay, well, we've got little bits of water appearing. I thought you might actually be in with a chance of this working. I think I've still got a bit of a tight spot on the con rod there. Yes, there we go. Look at that, amazing. What's actually amazing is my piston work that I made. That's remarkable. So there we go, 1920s Elektro model steam engine. Under steam for the first time since its restoration. Obviously all of this is new here. I had to make that. And now it's got a new piston. But yeah, runs a treat. The whistle works. Excellent. Well, I'm very pleased with that, considering I've just spent, say, 2 hours making one of these. It would appear to be working fine. Not exactly a high-speed engine, but it doesn't matter, it's running. That's what actually matters. It's very satisfying when you put a lot of work into something and it runs for the first time. That is just truly amazing. So I'm very pleased with that. Very quiet too. No, I'm very pleased. Particularly when it's an engine as old as this one is, 1920s. I mean, you know, this is a very old engine. So it's so nice to see it running. And very well, running very smoothly too. So there you go, a fully restored 1920s Elektro model steam engine. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers.